Day number 2, game number 1 at the Island Classic U18 prep tournament, and this one going down between the Airdrie Bisons and Fairmont Prep. Both teams getting into their second game of the tournament. Two very different results through day number 1. Fairmont with a 2-1 overtime win over Calgary International Hockey Academy, and Airdrie suffering an 8-7 shootout loss. Lacrosse scores, if I've ever seen one. A high-scoring affair, to say the least. And unfortunately for them, coming out on the wrong side of things, but they'll look to get back to their winning ways here. However, Fairmont Prep with the first possession, a pass swept through to the crease, and the starting goaltender, Brandon Williams, gets his first touch. Grabbing that off the ice with his glove. And he'll get into his first bit of action at the Island Classic. Wyatt Beauvier got the start yesterday. A 35 save performance from him. Down at the other end of the ice, Beckham Broussard gets his second straight start. A 40 save performance in their overtime win yesterday. Good enough for a .975 save percentage. And he'll watch on, awaiting his first save of the game as Fairmont collects possession. Here's Cole Bieksa, the overtime hero from their game yesterday. And the puck gets dumped down behind the Airdrie goal. Williams swings it up the board, held in by Fairmont. Taken behind the goal. Bieksa wants the pass, gets through, shot, scores! Cole Bieksa make it 2 straight. Pleased, but of course lots of hockey left. And Fairmont goes right back to work, dumping it down behind the goal once again, and their full press will go to work on the forecheck. Airdrie trying to clear their zone, turnover inside, taken back by Fairmont. From distance, pass goes to Lambert to the point, and that'll go into the glove of Williams. He'll hang on for a whistle. What a start for Fairmont here. And they'll get a wholesale change lining up for this offensive zone faceoff. Brady Wilkins going to take the draw, wins it cleanly over to his right wing. Puck sweeps past Lambert. They'll retreat back to the defensive zone and headman it up towards the center line. Airdrie trying to enter the zone really for the first time. They do collect, but just give it right back to Fairmont as a defender comes in to collect, William Ertel. Bodies collide. Airdrie keeps it in the zone. Pass goes ahead to Brody Stager. Dumps his man down to the ice. Pass goes through to the middle dangerously, but Greenleaf will send it up back into the offensive zone. Icing is waved off. Puck knocked loose, goes back to the half wall. Drop pass was a clean one. Airdrie goes the other way. 2-on-2 over the blue line towards the goaltender, and don't think that's going to be chalked up as the first official save for Broussard, but he deflects it over to the corner nonetheless. Airdrie regains possession momentarily and sends it down the length of the ice. That'll be icing. Another offensive zone faceoff in favor of Fairmont. Get another look at that last Airdrie chance. Looking for a deflection in front. Don't think they were able to quite make contact with it before Broussard was able to get a stick on it and send it over into the corner boards. Now Ethan Goebel will line up for the draw against Ryan Schrock. Chalk it up as a win for Fairmont, and their offense can go back to work. Working from the half wall, far side, down to the corner they go, back towards the blue line. Shot, looking for a tip, got through and found its way to the corner. Here's Wang at the point. Dumps one down, taken behind the net. Richards from the corner. Pressure mounting and chipped ahead by Airdrie. Given right back to Wang, and he'll head it towards center. Dumped down once again. Kept in at the blue line. Shirk couldn't get a clean look, but his teammates get it back into the offensive zone nonetheless. Everybody has to tag up here as there's a delayed offside call. Now Gomez gets in with Airdrie. Lobbing one towards the middle of the ice. Nobody there as it comes back outside, and they'll maintain possession. Shot from distance. That goes into the glove, and there is the first save for Broussard. Confidently just leaves it down to the ice for a defender to collect, and now they'll initiate their breakout. Off the boards and out. Bieksa with a little bit of pressure as pass comes to the near side for Airdrie. Turton lobs one. Schrock goes to chase it down. Defender closes the gap in Gomez. High off the glass. A 2-on-2 going. There's a captain putting it into the glove. And Owen Parks with a wrister from distance towards the goaltender, Brandon Williams. And you guessed it, another offensive zone faceoff for Fairmont Prep. Milne wins the draw. McDaniel keeps after it, but lost it on a stick check. Airdrie with an opportunity to clear, and they will do so. But there's that back pressure from Fairmont. No area of the ice is an easy one to break through, at least in the early stages. And Fairmont with the upper hand thus far, less than 5 minutes in, already leading 1-0. There's a backhand shot towards the goal. Second chance, and a beautiful sliding save by Williams. Got over to his right just in time. Kept in at the line. Towards the goal. Falls free, looking across the body of the goaltender, who didn't have to make a save as it went out the other way. Fairmont keeps after it. Crunched into the corner. Shirk battling for it. It's still up for grabs along the boards. Kicked ahead. Now Raskin looking for it. McDaniel sends it down low once again. Shirk from behind the net with a little bit of pressure, and Airdrie able to break free. As Davies runs into the body of Goebel just after he dumps it down. Loose puck, so Davies has a chance to go right back after it. He will, but a stick check knocks the puck loose. Here comes Fairmont with numbers. A 3-on-1 over the blue line. Shirk goes back across, and they couldn't get a shot off in time. They had lots of open net available, but couldn't get it towards the goal, and Airdrie will escape their zone unscathed here, but Fairmont will collect once again. Working from the corner. Cut off by Bieksa. He'll lob one towards center ice. Sweeping it away from danger, and Airdrie just dumps it back down behind the net once again. Over to the far side, Owen Parks. Looking for Bieksa, near side. As Parks was dumped after making that pass. He's back to his feet. Shot into the midsection of Williams. And the face-off, I believe, will go to the left of Williams here as both teams get a change. Gomez out to take the draw for Fairmont. He chips one back to the line. Through to the middle. Gomez from the slot. Backhand pass comes back to the near side from the corner. Trying to get a cycle going as Parks, who was shaken up a moment ago, but glad to see he's all right and right back into the mix. Airdrie over the line, and another big collect. Airdrie. Bieksa tried to skate onto it, couldn't quite find it, but dumped back down into the corner, so they'll retreat to the defensive zone. Held in by Hilderman. Rung around the boards over to the corner, out of the reach of the intended target being Ryan Schrock, and Fairmont skates it ahead. Bieksa Outside to inside through to the middle. Shot goes off a stick and out of play. And the face-off will stay inside with 13:07 remaining. Fairmont leading over Airdrie 1-0. Jonathan Gomez back out for face-off duty against Easton Milne. Milne will win this one cleanly to a defender, and that'll send Davies out the other way. With wheels, he got a cutter going to the net. Shot stopped by Broussard. He'll kick that one to the corner. Loose puck goes to the near side. Bieksa looking, and he throws one in the backhand, rink wide in front of his team's bench. Airdrie collecting from their defensive zone. A fluttering puck finds Davies. Back over the blue line, taken away by Fairmont. Parks gets into the mix once again. Physicality continues to ramp up here early in the first period. Davies over the blue line. Lobs one ahead. Milne couldn't find it, dumped down to the ice. Fairmont will, and they'll send this all the way down for icing. And this, I believe, is going to be the first offensive zone draw in favor of Airdrie. Everything has been on the other end of the ice thus far. Maybe something that they can take advantage of here to try to get some momentum back on their side. Although it has been relatively back and forth since Fairmont got the early goal off the stick of Cole Bieksa. And they'll win another draw as that one gets chipped off the boards. One more as Wicken puts it off a shin pad of a teammate waiting. Greenleaf unintentionally kicks that back to a defender, and they'll try again. As Brady Wicken dumps it down, he'll chase after it himself. On his backhand, knocks it forward, working on a defender. Had his stick tied up, couldn't get a clean look. Fairmont will keep after it though, thanks to the efforts of Brody Stager. Stager first man in with Airdrie parked behind their goal. One more draw pass. And they will now escape the zone as Hilderman over the blue line with some speed towards the goal. And that one goes high off the shoulder of Broussard, deflecting over to the far side. Chipped ahead. Airdrie keeps it in the zone. Back to Hilderman again. Another shot, and that one will be swallowed into the midsection of from the point off the face-off win. That one went off the official unintentionally and down to the corner. Body's dumped, and Raskin will send it down into the corner. Chasing after it on the forecheck. Swept back to the near side, held into the point by Lambert towards the goal. That goes off the stick of Williams, high off the glass. Far side now working on it and kept in once again. And that'll be sent off a stick. Both sides get a warning, and faceoff goes the way of Fairmont. Behind the goal, however, Airdrie will look to escape as Lambert reaches for it. Richards holds the line. Now Page lobs one ahead as a couple of bodies collide. And now Carmichael finds the puck from the corner, works out front, couldn't get one on goal as it rolled off his stick. Still alive though behind the net, back towards the point. Fake shot, looking to go across to the near side from the blue line. Shirk takes it away, stumbles, pulls one forward. Now Wang goes D to D over to the far side. McCloskey goes down, draws a penalty for his efforts as well, and we'll see 2 on the other side for Airdrie. Nonetheless, it is 5-on-4 in their favor, and our first opportunity to see the Fairmont power play in this game, and that one goes all the way down off a face-off win from Airdrie past the glove of Ertel. Parks from the near side. Chips one ahead. Ertel had his stick tied up, and it goes past him. Now Nickel takes away one more defender to beat. Can't get across as that one got swept aside. A good stick by Owen Parks. Now the power play enters the zone and looks to get set. Jonathan Gomez back to the blue line. Shot through. Tip goes off the crossbar. Parks has been all over the ice in this first period and almost had his first goal of the game. Would have been his first goal of the tournament as well. Got a big piece of that puck, but could not beat the goaltender's best friend. As that one goes off iron and out of play, but another offensive zone face-off. Gomez takes the draw once again. Wants to sweep it over to his right, and quick warning again from the officials. Scramble play at the draw, goes over to the far side, and now back to the point. Fairmont looks to get set. Ertel. Gomez swings one down over to the far side, ends up in the corner as McCloskey digs for it. Bieksa puts one off the boards, nobody there, and that'll unintentionally clear the zone. Gomez, near center ice, deflected forward. Chipped ahead once again, and this power play just hasn't really been able to get set to this point yet. Credit to the Airdrie penalty killers who have just found a way to get sticks on pucks and clear the zone quickly. Pass in front, now a deflection as that one ends up going wide. But a sliding Shirk knocked the net off, and see where the face-off is going to be. The net was knocked off by a Fairmont player, and yes, they are going to bring it outside now. The second unit power play now on the ice. McDaniel here to take the draw against Page. Equipment malfunction by the winger on the far side. I believe that's Jaden Shirk. And he'll actually have to be sent off to fix his chin strap. So he'll be replaced by Cole Bieksa out for face-off duty. Clean win back to a defender. 25 seconds remaining in the Fairmont power play. The second unit now joined by Bieksa, the lone goal scorer in this game, down from the corner. Digging after it, puck sent to the blue line. Deflects off the foot of the defender, and it turns into an odd man rush, now short-handed for Airdrie. Carmichael scores! With 1 second left on the penalty, an odd man rush goes the other way in favor of Airdrie, and Brady Carmichael rips one home underneath the glove of the goaltender. And we are back to even now, following a short-handed tally. So Kuflik will step out of the penalty box, go right back to the defensive side, and no icing call, as they'll say Fairmont deflected that down to the corner. Now Airdrie with a little life re-injected into their legs. Shot from distance, sails high over the net. So up to the near side, here's Kuflik. Out of the box, right back into the mix. Can't hold it at the blue line. That goes high off the boards and all the way down. Longo with a little bit of pressure, as well as on the far side. It's Timothy Greenleaf. Over the blue line. Shot off the leg. Goes wide here off the boards. Chipped ahead. As they'll say, not enough for icing, so Fairmont will get a change. Gomez picks off the pass, goes the other way quickly. Here's BX on the right wing, looking in front, takes the shot, puts it into the glove of the goaltender, knocked aside to the corner. Nice move through the middle, and Parks couldn't put it towards the goal. He has it on the far side, dumps it back around the corner to Bieksa. Parks swinging for it, can't find it, finds its way to the near side. He lays the boom. Gomez finds the puck over to Bieksa in front, shot off the post. That close to his second of the game, third of the tournament. Instead, it stays 1-1 with 6.5 remaining. Back to the point, walking, shooting, and another save that caught a piece of the shaft of the goaltender's stick. Held in one more time. Now Airdrie will collect, however, and go back the other way. They need to change with some tired legs on the ice, and Parks picks off a pass. Swung back to the near side. Fairmont with a full head of steam. Ertel sweeps it ahead, gets the shot off, and that floats over top of the goal once again. Airdrie to collect. Now 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Goebel collects. They'll go D to D in their own zone, high off the glass and out near center. Collected by Sauter. Picked off once again. Goebel will collect, 1-on-2, goes through the middle, gets the shot off a defender and into the corner. Tries to put one back in front, ends up behind the net instead. Fairmont again can't escape their zone as that one is picked off by Wilkin. Picked off as they finally get it out, but right back down into the corner they will go. Whistle here will blow play dead. I didn't see what the call was, but it's going to bring the face-off outside nonetheless. So Brady Wilkin will take the draw against Easton Milne. Milne's been good at the face-off dot in the early stages of this game. The captain for the Airdrie Bisons loses this one, however, and he'll apply some pressure through the neutral zone. Delayed offside as another hit goes in front of the Airdrie bench. Puck goes into their zone. Goebel with some pressure as he gets knocked forward. Stick down, Davies skates onto it. Tries to drop one to a trailer. Ends up over on the far side instead. 5 minutes remaining in the first, tied 1-1 in our first game of the day here from the Q Center. Back to the blue line. Shot from distance, just wide. Davies on the forecheck. The two number 15s collide for just a moment. Brixton Blum the other one for Fairmont Prep. Now Shirk with a little bit of pressure as Airdrie will go to D to D. That pass unintentionally go the length, but Milne chases it down and negates the icing. Back down to the corner. Brixton Blum has it. Runs into a body. Through some legs, shot is swept over to the corner boards. High off the glass and all the way down. That'll bring the face-off back down, I believe. No, they'll say last touch an Airdrie body, so icing is waved off. Goaltender sends it ahead, kept in at the line. Pass in front, one more across, picked off by a defender. Cooper Olsen might have saved a goal. As that one banks past Lambert all the way down, and this is going to be an icing, bringing the face-off back down. Get another look at that last chance, but the defender and Cooper Olsen, right place, right time, and sweeps the puck away from danger. Now under 4 minutes remaining in this deadlock, 1-1. Parks tries to go back to the defender. Knocked ahead by Page. Parks deflects it ahead to Bieksa just over the blue line. Kicks that one forward. Now a rough ride on the boards. Bieksa throws a body, loses his stick in the process, tries to keep after it after Jonathan Gomez got back to his feet. He'll deflect the pass ahead as well and go back to work on the forecheck. Kuflick sends that one the length, and that'll be another icing going against Airdrie. going to take the draw. He'll go against Isaac Reap. And that one cleanly won. Back to the blue line, but forced out by Page. Over center, dumped down to the corner. The goaltender, Beckham Broussard, reaches for it, but couldn't find it. Goes all the way around, and Fairmont will collect nonetheless. McCloskey pinched off as he sends it down low. Knocked down a pass, and he'll head back towards the blue line. Held it in one more time for good measure, and can't keep it in. As he put the pass across to the middle of the ice, Ethan Goebel was there, but just came outside. Draw. Wilkin chases it down, chipped ahead over his stick. Clean breakout for Airdrie as they go back the other way. Schrock drops one. Elderman puts one into the glove of Broussard, and there's a little extra edge to this game. There's been a scrum more or less after virtually every whistle here in the first period. Again, both these teams getting into their second games of the tournament. Fairmont with an overtime win yesterday versus Calgary International Hockey Academy, and the Airdrie Bisons falling 8-7 in a shootout loss to the North Shore Warriors. Airdrie with another face-off win in the offensive zone. Backhand pass was picked off, and here comes Bieksa. Sends one over to Gomez. Three of them over the line. Parks sweeps one in front, knocked away by the stick of Williams over to the corner. Here come the Bisons. Backhand pass goes across, out of the reach of Matthew Hilderman. Keeps after it, finds it from the corner, skates it towards the top of the slot, towards the goal, looking for a tip, found one, and the goaltender Broussard makes the save. Now chipped ahead. Fairmont makes a change, and a quick pass up, Hilderman over the blue line. Nice move to get away from the first bit of pressure. Rings one behind the net, pass goes in front, and they got their look but couldn't sail it towards the goal. Now they will. That'll go off a stick, high and out of play. Bit of a slow change for Fairmont, and Airdrie tried to take advantage. Again, they got it towards the goal but just could not quite deflect it on target. Final 2 minutes of action of the first period. Fairmont wins the faceoff in their defensive zone. High off the glass. McDaniel backhands one down to the corner. Held in due to some pressure. Dumped down low once again. Raskin's going to be the first man in. McDaniel looking for it as well. Can't find it. Airdrie will. Pass comes back to the near side. It's Blake Rose sends it the other way. Continues to dig forward as the puck still up for grabs. Finds his way to the near side, half wall, back to the blue line. Taken away as Longo sends it over to the far side. Now into the final 60 seconds of first period action here from the Q. Nice move to get around the pressure. Blake Rose chips it ahead. He'll chase it down himself, and the goaltender Broussard had to be careful there as that was going towards an essentially empty net. Glove down and knocked ahead. Airdrie back into the offensive zone. Wilkin causes a collision. Now Shirk through to the middle of the ice dangerously, knocked ahead, and this might be an icing call. No, the officials wave it off as defender got there in time. Now under 30 seconds remaining. Airdrie maybe with one final rush as the puck goes to the near side. Across the blue line. Davies gets it into the zone. Towards the goal, ends up in the far side corner. 10 seconds remaining now. Everybody digging for it at the far side. Schrenik trying to sweep it back to the blue line as the clock goes down, and now a penalty to close out the period. I believe it was James Richards who knocked his man down, just waiting to get confirmation on a number. William Ertel, number 7 for Fairmont, takes a last-second penalty. It's going to be a cross-checking call. So welcome back to the Island Classic in our first game of the day here from the Q Center. Going down between Fairmont Prep and the Airdrie Bisons, tied 1-1 after 20 minutes of action, and an early power play here after a late cross-checking call right at the end of the first period to William Ertel. So a chance to make it 2 straight goals in favor of Airdrie after they tied it up in the midway mark of the first period. Puck is pinned behind the Fairmont goal. Airdrie digs it out and sends it back to Sauter at the point. He'll go D to D. Parks stumbles back to his feet now. Deflected pass goes down to the corner, chipped ahead by Parks, and he'll chase it down as Fairmont will clear the zone. Parks slashes it ahead. He'll get hooked up, and that will end this Airdrie power play as the stick goes into the midsection. Roughly a minute-long power play in favor of Fairmont. Shot stopped by the goaltender, and Beckham Broussard knocks it ahead. Kept alive by Airdrie. Working from the corner. Skip feed goes through to the middle. Chipped ahead. Knocked ahead as well, courtesy of Lance McCloskey. He'll find it in the corner. The defender way up ahead. He's got to backpedal his way to the defensive end as forward into cover, and Brady Wilkin. He'll chip one back to his defenders, who will regroup from behind their net and start things over once again. 20 seconds remaining in the original penalty to William Ertel. He's standing, waiting to rejoin before the power play will get into the mix. Bieksa wanted the pass back at the point, doesn't get it. And Airdrie will collect from behind, dumping this one essentially the length of the ice, and that will do it for the Ertel penalty. The final 3-second count is underway, and he'll rejoin the action. Stretch feed goes through to the middle and can't get a shot off from his. And the puck gets sent all the way down the ice for McCloskey to chase down and start over once again. Quick pass up to Parks just inside the blue line. Drop feed finds Gomez. Nice move through the legs of the defender, Sauter. Puck gets rung around and out of the reach of Ertel. And that'll come all the way back down to the goaltender. Parks had his stick tied up. Final 15 seconds of this shortened Fairmont Prep power play. Gomez digs it out, sends it back to the point. McCloskey goes D to D over to the far side. Skip back across, deflected. Gomez back to the point again. Shot looking for the tip of Parks, who swung at it but couldn't make contact. And Williams makes the save, gets the whistle, and we'll go back to even strength. This time the face-off to the left of Williams, and Easton Milne waved out of the draw. Fairmont takes advantage by winning the draw down to the corner. Shaw Brangle's shot goes off the mask of the goaltender and out of play, and we'll get a redo. Just over 3 minutes through period number 2. This time Fairmont has McDaniel waved out of the draw. No, they're going to let him stay. No, now they will switch. Confusion of the faceoff dot. Creates confusion in the broadcast booth. Puck ricochets off a stanchion. Sent ahead but picked off. As Raskin had hopes and dreams of getting an opportunity from the left wing, and that'll be blown down for offside. And the faceoff will stay in the neutral zone, but will come back just outside of the Fairmont blue line. So McDaniel wins the draw. Very cleanly back behind his goal. Pass goes in front and can't get it on target as there was net available. Now they'll clear the zone. Raskin chases it down, knocked ahead of him, chipped ahead one more time towards the middle of the ice, taken back by a defender. Raskin again on the forecheck. Crunches his man into the boards, creates a turnover as McDaniel sweeps one down to the corner out to the other side. Raskin had his stick held up, creates space for Airdrie to go the other way into the corner near side. Defender had lost his stick, so couldn't send it ahead as cleanly as they would have liked. He'll go back and retrieve it as the puck got sent back in. Brassard will leave for said defender, and that'll go deflecting off a stick back into the Airdrie end of the ice. So neither team has established any lengthy possession here to start off the second period. Unlike how things went underway back in the first. Chess match continues here. That one goes all the way down towards the goaltender who has to make a save. Williams just deflects that one to the corner. Stretch feed was picked off, taken back at the Fairmont blue line. Wang crunched as he sent it forward. Almost a too many men call against Airdrie. They will collect and just dump it back down to the corner once again. Both teams getting their dump and chase games underway. Another big collision, but the puck slides through down to the corner again. Goes in front, and Brassard makes the save. Almost has to make another one as it gets taken back out to the other side. Pass to the middle, and defender cuts it off. Lambert. Quick pass over to the far side. Skating his way through the blue line is Brady Wilkin. Tripped up, no call. Wilkin heads off for a change with Airdrie going back. Pass goes in front and skips over the stick of the intended target being Jensen Marsh. He'll park himself with a faceoff dot. Pass gets through to him and knocked away by a defender over to the far side corner. McCloskey sends it back. His pass, a soft one that gets picked off. Now goes in front, and Brassard makes a big save with his left shoulder. Now Bieksa deflects one ahead. The lone goal scorer for Fairmont, Grady Carmichael, with the other one in favor of Airdrie. Bieksa tried to win it forward. Fairmont creates a turnover either way. Parks has it now, switching places with Bieksa in the pass. Splits both defenders all the way back down to the goaltender, Brassard. He'll take a handle and ring one over to the far side. Now off the boards ahead to Bieksa. He'll dump one around to the corner. Parks into pressure. Working on Sauter. Gomez gets into the mix as well. Parks angles his man off, but Airdrie gets back the other way. Carmichael hunting for another. Finds the puck, pass in front, a beautiful feed, and the shot goes sent over the top corner and wide. Man, oh man, a beautiful pass from Carmichael. Got through, but the shot ends up high and wide. Puck goes the other way instead. Bieksa shaken up on the play as he loses his stick and gets back to the bench. Has a word for the official. Puck stays in the offensive zone. McDaniel digging for it. Working on 2 Airdrie players. Still up for grabs. He got sent through to the middle. Shot. Blockered aside by the goaltender. Now tipped ahead. Shirk looking for it. Couldn't find it. Goebel will. Pass returned to him, just behind his reach though, and Airdrie an opportunity to take advantage here, working from the corner. Carmichael kicks it forward. Defenders close the gap for Fairmont. 12:15 remaining in period number 2, still tied 1-1. As Shirk finds it once again. Rather than skating it forward, just chips it out and held in at the line. Page muscles his man down and goes in on some pressure behind the goal. Goes over the corner and swept back to the blue line. Airdrie has some tired defenders out currently for Fairmont. They can take advantage. Sauter walks the line, gets around his man, sends it down to the corner, high off the boards, deflects down. Milne gets out of the way as the puck comes back to Sauter once again. Gets a shot through. That one deflects off the outside of the glove and back to the corner. Sauter can't hold it this time around, and Airdrie will escape. Another change here at the last moment for Fairmont, and Airdrie goes in on the forecheck, and it's going to be a penalty on the play as well. Going to be a tripping call, and Davies will be the culprit. So back to work on the power play. Fairmont will go, and we'll get a redo of the draws. I believe Gomez is going to be waved out here. And Bieksa back out for the power play, which is good to see after he was shaken up a few moments ago. Now pinned in the corner, looking for the puck, as is Gomez. There's a third forward in the mix, and Parks, who got wrestled down. And we'll see if there's a penalty on the play or not. I believe both of them are going to go, but sumo slammed down to the ice. Get another look at that, as one was on his back, one was on his front, and Berkeley Kuflick, the wrestler for Airdrie, and Owen Parks, the other one for Fairmont. They'll both take a little vacation in the penalty box for a couple of moments, cool off, but it will remain a power play in favor of Fairmont, as those will be offsetting roughing calls. And a clean face-off win goes back to the blue line. McCloskey skips one over to the far side. Face-off top, Bieksa with the tip, and that'll go out of play. They got their set play and got the look that they wanted, but they'll end up and out of play. I guess they'll say that Williams got a piece of it as well, because face-off is going to stay inside the offensive zone, and the power play will go back to work. Backhand feed picked off by a defender. Airdrie goes 2-on-1 and looking for a second shorthanded goal. Not going to work this time. The stretch feed goes the other way. Goebel to the right wing. Bieksa skips one in front to Gomez. Has it slide off his stick. McCloskey wanted to ring it around the boards. Gomez unintentionally got a piece of that, stopping the path of the puck, and Airdrie will take it back. It enters the neutral zone, and Gomez will send it back to McCloskey. Quick up to Bieksa. Head up over the blue line. Pass goes across. A beautiful one, and what a save by Williams! How did he get that one? As he was falling backwards, looked like a sure goal for Fairmont, but Williams says no thank you. Keeps this a tie game, and Fairmont was denied a power play marker. Now Williams knocks down, no call as he gets back to his feet. McDaniel tries to chip one back to the blue line, instead rings it down to the near side corner. Now it gets back to Whitkin at the blue line, gets it through, deflection goes up and over to the other side. McDaniel finds it, feeds one behind the net, pass going around to the corner was picked off. Loose puck still available. McDaniel all alone in front, and deflected pass by the goaltender. Williams doing everything he can to keep this tied. Another one in front of the net gets knocked off by Williams. And a penalty on the play. We'll see who this one goes against. It'll be a hooking call, and I believe it will be an Airdrie player, Kingston Sauter. Doesn't like the call, but for 8 seconds or less, of course, Fairmont will have a 2-man advantage, and then they will go immediately back to a 5-on-4. They're getting plenty of power play reps here, but have yet to find the back of the net despite some valiant efforts denied lately by Brandon Williams. A couple of 5-alarm saves in the last handful of minutes, and will likely have to make a couple more here as the power play will look to get set. Gomez gets sent into the glass, and the puck goes all the way back down to Broussard again. He'll glove it down and leave behind his net. Brady Whitkin will collect. Quickly over center. Drop feed finds Bieksa. Gets around the first bit of pressure. Goes wide, circles back. Gomez from the point. Fakes the pass across. Walks it in himself. Banks one off the boards unintentionally. Bieksa follows that up with a tip back to Gomez, and Gomez gets it once again. Short side shot. Just wide all the way back around the corner and to the neutral zone. Pass in front of the bench as a player was changing. Shot goes off the stick of Gomez and out, so the faceoff will stay in the Fairmont end of the ice. 8:28 remaining in period number 2. 1:04 remaining in penalty number 2 to Airdrie in this period. And the two players who had taken those offsetting roughing calls earlier have both made their way back into the mix here. Now Ertel, he was one of those penalized players out here on the second unit power play. McDaniel skates it over the blue line. Sent one through, goes over to the corner. Parks clears some space. His pass goes back to Ertel, lobs one back to the blue line, held in and with a nice stick. Carmichael, shorthanded. His pass is picked off by Parks. Fairmont had a man wide open at the opposing blue line in Shirk, but couldn't get the pass through to him. Now Parks sidesteps everybody, knifes his way through into the offensive zone, rung around the corner boards and back to the blue line. Kozrovitsky. McDaniel puts it off the outside of the post. Parks keeps it alive from behind the net. Back to the point they will go. Shot was blocked. That's going to sting the defender and taken away by Skrenik, who glides his way back to the bench. Not a lot of weight being put on that left foot, but looks like he's all right as he gets back onto the bench now. And we go back to even strength hockey as Fairmont just can't get anything going really on the power play. They had a couple of looks, but as mentioned before, Williams, some glorious saves. Now a breakaway chance the other way, off the outside of the goal. Broussard didn't end up having to make a save right out of the penalty box and right onto a breakaway for Airdrie. Now potentially an odd man rush going the other way as Longo puts it in front on the backhand, and Williams again with an active stick knocks it away. The D to D at the blue line. Down to the corner. McCloskey got a rough ride into the boards after sending that pass through. Goebel battling for it. McCloskey with it again. Makes a move around the pressure. His pass goes off the foot of a defender. Nice move from behind. Goes in front, and that's going to be at the very least a penalty. Will it be a penalty shot in favor of Airdrie? Goaltender going towards the bench. Nice move on a toe drag through the middle. Chipped aside to the near side. Sauter from the blue line. Official has their hand up in the air. Bufflick has his shot blocked by Gomez. Now they will touch, and I believe this will be a penalty shot. So McCloskey won't have to serve. He made his way over to the penalty box, but it will be Blake Rose waiting at center. One of the most exciting plays in all of hockey, and a chance to give his team their first lead of the game. Here comes Rose, swinging over to the right wing, working his way slowly in front, goes over to his backhand, denied by the glove of Brassard. Keeps this thing deadlocked at 1, 6:02 remaining, and the penalty shot is stopped. Just could not elevate the puck high enough as there was room top shelf, but the goaltender stayed with him the entire way and denies Rose what would have been the go-ahead goal. Instead, at the very least, an offensive zone face-off in their favor, and Parks had his stick knocked out of his hands, kicks it out of the zone. Marsh tips it back in. Gloves down, big collision as Parks continues to assert himself in this game. Sauter getting some instruction from the official to watch the stick. As he was going back at Parks, who lays another hit through the middle of the ice. My, oh my. I think I've said it twice already. He has been all over the action throughout this game. If there's any kind of highlight whatsoever, you can bet that Owen Parks is going to be right there as well. And he's getting it done offensively, as he was the one who got one of the assists on the early Bieksa goal back in the first period. He's had a couple of huge hits, and there's another one, not by Parks this time. This time it'll be Brady Whitkin who sends his man into the bench, and puck will go the other way in favor of Airdrie. Jans through to the middle. Got through, backhand shot stopped by Brassard. Chipped ahead, another big collision, this time Airdrie lays the boom, and Carmichael gets it over the blue line. Sweeps one through, pass got across, and tied up by the stick of a defender. Whitkin had his stick lifted, gets a huge collision himself. Carmichael lays the boom. These teams have woken up, that's for sure, as Whitkin returns the favor down to the corner. Now Page tries to chip one ahead. Carmichael digging for it. Goes back to the other side, pass from Kuplik, got through, shot, stopped by the stick of a defender. Airdrie from the corner. Kuplik returns that feed. Milne digging for it, can't quite find it. Kuplik tries for a collision in his own right, finds the puck and sends it over to the far side. Airdrie will initiate a change as the dump in goes past the goaltender. Falling in the corner is Milne, back to his feet and continuing to battle for it now. Milne finds it. Shot through. Right leg save and another hit. Physicality has ramped up in period number 2. Back to the point. Airdrie holds the line once again. Pass to the top of the face-off circle. As Davies Rings one to the far side. Shot stopped by the goaltender again. Milne looking for it. Falls down. Delayed call coming up against Fairmont. Goaltender making their way towards the bench. Puck comes just outside. Got to be careful not to take another penalty here as Skrenik gets away. Skating over the center line, back over the blue line. Davies couldn't find the puck, and that gets chipped ahead and collected by Fairmont. Airdrie now will go to the power play. 3:17 remaining in the period, and frantic action all over the ice. Check out that hit. Oh my goodness. It'll be a hooking call, and it will be Lambert in the sin bin for 2 or less. Hard to believe this is just a 1-to-1 game. Action all over the ice here. And now Airdrie with a chance to get one on the power play. They have a shorthanded tally back in the first period. Special teams has been a factor in their favor to this point. Sauter with a one-touch pass over to the far side. Down to the corner, walking from below the goal line. Shot from a sharp angle, stopped by Broussard. Airdrie keeps the puck. Marsh drags one, puts it off a defender. Rebound falls in front and cleared the length of the ice by Fairmont. Williams leaves for Sauter. There's Owen Parks. Some pressure from distance. Stretch feed was a good one. Goes down to the corner. Pass in front. Marsh couldn't find it, and that'll go back down to the Airdrie end of the ice. Nice move by Hilderman. Schrock comes in to help. That goes down to the equipment of Hilderman. Falls out and rung around the end boards. Successful start to this penalty kill. Now with just 45 seconds remaining in the call to Lambert. Remaining in the penalty box and under 2 minutes remaining in the period. Sauter is going to take it the entire way himself. Drop feed finds Carmichael, who dumps it behind the net. Ends up on the back of the net, and that'll bring us a whistle and an offensive zone faceoff. Both goaltenders have been busy but fantastic throughout this game to this point. I mean, I look back earlier in this period, some of these saves from Brandon Williams when Fairmont was on that stretch of 2 straight power plays, which included a little bit of 5-on-3 time as well. And then Broussard, as of late, has had to stay sharp as well to keep his team tied while shorthanded. Now Kuplik, D to the far side. Milne down to the corner, banks one off the end boards. Carmichael finds it. Puck knocked off his stick for a moment, keeps after it, and Kuplik has that roll off his tape. Gomez goes the other way. One defender to beat, can't get around him as he stumbles, no call, and that'll do it to the penalty to Lambert. He's back onto the ice. Still no power play goals in this game, and Parks gives his man a rough ride into the boards from behind. That'll be a penalty as Ty Jans is shaken up, and the trainer is going to make their way onto the ice, as that was a dangerous looking collision on a hit from behind. And we'll provide any updates if possible on the status of Jans, who is back to his feet, mostly on his own. The trainer helping him towards the bench, but doing most of that work himself, which is a welcome sight to see. So hopefully we can see him return to the action, but he'll get a breather, I would imagine, for the remainder of this period with just over a minute remaining until the intermission. And going to be a 2-minute boarding call to Owen Parks shortly after their team was successful on the penalty kill. But back to the power play go the Airdrie Bisons, and they'll start off with a face-off win in the offensive zone. Banking one off the end boards. Hilderman on the backhand, feed over to the far side, face-off dot. Sent down to the corner. Hilderman digging for it once again. Cut off by a defender behind the net and kept alive by Milne. He'll bank one off the boards. Return feed to Milne. Sent behind the net. Near side, half wall, back to Sauter at the point. Shot, scores! Off the inside of the post! What a bullet from the face-off dot. It's Caden Skrenik. Rips one off iron and in with 31 seconds remaining. Jockeying at the face-off dot. Now Fairmont looks for a response if they can find one late. But at the very least, head towards the third period, trailing by just one. That'll be an icing call, bringing the face-off all the way back down to the other end of the ice. The officials will come together to discuss, but Airdrie not happy with the call. And we'll see if that's an argument that Airdrie will win here, as they're already lined up for the face-off at center ice. But the original call was an icing, and they will change their mind and make it a neutral zone face-off with 18.3 seconds remaining. Scramble play at the draw. That'll go eventually the way of Fairmont. Dumped down behind the net, rung around the boards and out of the zone. Under 10 seconds remaining. They can get one last chance. Tipped ahead just over the blue line. Knocked forward as Goebel digs for it. Last second collision as the whistle goes, and we will head into the intermission with Airdrie leading 2-1 through 40 minutes of action. Thank you for joining us here on Trick Shot at the Island Classic. We will step aside for now, but when we come back, it will be the third and potentially final. Back inside the Q Center for period number 3 in this matchup between the Airdrie Bisons and Fairmont Prep. And it is that Fairmont Prep team trailing by 1 following a late power play marker at the hands of Caden Skrenik with 31 seconds remaining in the second period. A beautiful shot off the post and in. And that gave Airdrie their first lead of the game, and now in a position where Fairmont has to try to find a way to come back in their own right. Davies streaking through, can't get a shot off. The second chance was blocked by a defender before it went through, and now Cole Bieksa, the lone goal scorer for this Fairmont team, skates it ahead the other way. Pass across looking for Gomez, was tipped and out to neutral territory. Knocked ahead over the center line. Parks back into the mix. So everybody battles for the puck along the near side corner boards. Gomez finds it, forced back, and spins one behind his own net. Now they'll look out and initiate a breakout. Knocked back in and held in at the line. Dumped back down to the corner. Rung around the boards one more time for good measure. Kuplik is dumped down. Gets the pass through, and there's Spencer Bates. That one goes high and out of play, and the faceoff should stay inside the zone. Forced ahead off a face-off win. Schwerk puts it in front. That one misses everybody and goes back to the blue line. Couple of bodies crunched in the corner as the puck finds its way back to Hilderman over center ice. Marsh streaking through, pass in front, blocked, knocked away to the corner. Out to the other side. Back towards the goaltender, Broussard, who comes out of his crease to play it forward. Now a chance to go back the other way for Airdrie. Going through, shot into the midsection of Broussard, who knocks it down. Airdrie with a little extra jump in their step to start things off. But here comes Fairmont, and that deflects off a skate and just outside the post. Hilderman. He gives a slash back to a Fairmont player. Not happy with some contact he took. Now puck goes in front of the crease of Broussard, and he leaves for a teammate to collect. Now knocked forward and dumped into the zone behind the goaltender, Brandon Williams, for his first touch. Now knocked ahead, Lambert goes D to D over to the far side. Parks tips it through to the middle of the ice. Bieksa working on Nickel, who escapes from that and gets into the zone, puts one into the glove of Broussard, and he'll hang on for a face-off to his left. Pardon me, his right. My directions were confused. Page out for face-off duty against Bieksa, and Page wins the draw. Back to the blue line. Carmichael dumps it back down to the corner. McCloskey can't get it out. Airdrie holds the line as that goes back behind the goal. Lambert to McCloskey once again, who lifts one high into the air and all the way down towards the goaltender. Parks negates the icing call, and he'll collect from behind. Tried to put it forward to Greenleaf, but the stick of Williams knocked it loose. He's been active with that stick at different points of the game, and there's another example of it right there. And speaking of, he'll deflect one back to the corner. Bieksa battles for the loose puck, gets one out and sent it back to the corner. Another big collision dumped down to the ice. This time was Shirk as he gets back to his feet. Another collision and a penalty on the play. This time a little overzealous on the pressure, says the official. And Ty Jans, who got shaken up back in the second period, is back into the mix. So glad to see he's all right, but takes a penalty, and they're going to call it an interference call. Down to the Airdrie end of the ice, and the power play unit of Fairmont, who's been unsuccessful to this point of the game, will get another opportunity, and what an opportunity this would be to tie things up. Park's going to be waved out of the face-off dot. Gomez will take it. Bieksa will switch over to the right wing side. And Airdrie takes advantage of that face-off switch. They'll win it cleanly and send it away from danger. Bieksa skating his way over center ice. Works his way down to the corner and sends it back up to Gomez. Now McCloskey goes D to D. Ertel back to McCloskey. Gets through, and that one goes off the goaltender. Parks was screening in front, but Williams makes the save. Now McCloskey walking down low, looking for a tip again. That one a little bit too high for Parks to reach for. Not too high. Gomez takes the draw and wins it. Bieksa chips it back to Ertel. Skips one over to the far side. One-timer scores! Lance McCloskey, the one-timer from the face-off dot, rips one top shelf on the power play and gets things even once again. A beautiful pass from Ertel And gliding backwards, doesn't matter. McCloskey, with minimal angle available, finds top corner over Brandon Williams, and 4.5 minutes into the third period, back to square one we go. Airdrie back into the offensive zone they go. Shot through, and save was made. Second chance was swept towards the top of the crease, knocked over to the other side. Page holds the line. Backhands one down to the face-off dot, and a blocker save from Bissard as that gets deflected over to the near side. Another collision. The puck goes over to the half wall on the opposite side of the ice, this time around. Now Shirk skating his way through, puts one back to the middle. McDaniel gets the shot off while falling. Took a hit from behind, no call, back to his feet. So he collects his stick, allowing Airdrie to skate with ease out of their defensive zone. Turton gets over center and dumps it down. Now a long pass up, got through. Raskin looking for it, couldn't find it. In to help is Whitkin. From the corner, lost it in his feet. Defender comes in to help. Now Lambert looking for it. Whitkin as well. Pinned into the boards for a moment. Lambert gets back into the mix. He works on Spencer Bates. Stretch feed goes near center. Quick work of their transition. The chippiness continues here in this game. Alexander Raskin got a slash as he entered the zone. He's all right though as Airdrie goes back the other way. Dump in goes into the glove of Broussard. He'll leave for a defender. Both teams making changes. The goal scorer, McCloskey, sweeps one over to the far side, tipped ahead, and chased down by Longo as Williams will cover, and face-off will go to his right. Another clean face-off win. Gomez spins around and works it down low. Help comes in the form of Timothy Greenleaf. Digging for it, finds it, sweeps one back, but held in at the line. Goes off the shoulder of a defender, knocked forward. This time, Fairmont can't quite hold it in. Airdrie gets through with a pass over to Hilderman. Had it loaded up, but it slid off of his stick. Now down low to the corner and back to the blue line. Hilderman dumps it in once again. They try to get a cycle going. Pass was picked off, however, by McCloskey. Lobbed forward. Longo can't find it. Gomez tries to pressure on Hilderman, who gets it back into the zone and dumps it around behind the net. McCloskey, once again, lobbed forward. This will be icing, bringing the faceoff back down. A much different looking game this time around for the Airdrie Bisons in comparison to their game yesterday. Again, if you missed it, an 8-7 loss at the hands of the North Shore Warriors, and that being a shootout loss as well. Goals were not hard to come by in that game. This time around, just a 2-2 deadlock, with just under 12 minutes remaining in the third period. Parks deflects one to the blue line, kept in looking for a deflection. Davies got a piece of it, but stopped the momentum of the puck. Now Easton gets dumped down to the ice. Puck knocked loose, he's back to his feet. Davies finds it, takes a shot, puts it off the blocker of Broussard, who knocks it down for McCloskey. Backhands one high into the air and out to neutral ice. Quick change here for Fairmont, turns into a chance the other way for Airdrie. Shot blockered aside. Davies sends it down to the corner. Blum looks ahead, backhand feed, goes between everybody and all the way down the ice. Face-off win. Pass goes through, taken away by Parks. He'll skate it ahead. Banked off the boards, and Lambert first to touch. Parks going to chase it down from behind the net as Shirk with a booming body check. Separate the player from the puck. Blum couldn't take it, and that'll send Airdrie the other way. Pass through the middle, they score! Ryan Schrock with a highlight reel tally, goes outside, inside onto his backhand and puts it through Beckham Brassard. And Airdrie goes back up by 1. They lead 3-2 with 10:46 to play. Load that one up on the highlight reel, folks, and after tying the game earlier in this period, Fairmont now looks for a response once again. And they'll start things off with an offensive zone face-off following that icing call. McCloskey back out onto the ice. He scored that 2-2 game-tying goal earlier in this frame. On the opposite side this time, gets the puck through nonetheless. Goebel got the tip, and that goes high off the glass. McCloskey sent it back towards the goal once again. Down near side feed, and that'll go out of play through neutral territory, and that's where the faceoff will stay, but it'll come just outside the Fairmont blue line. Now Kuflick, and a one-touch pass through to the middle. Nickel got through, but lost it shortly thereafter. Shirk over the blue line, dumps one behind. Greenleaf chasing after it. Lone man in on the forecheck. Now help comes as the puck goes back over to the other side. Banked off the glass and ahead for Nicole. Streaking through. Pass was meant to return back to Nickel, couldn't quite find it. Now Whitkin with a full head of steam. Shot off the post and out. Second chance. Stopped by the goaltender Williams. How did that stay out? Let's get another look at that one after this. Another scrum, of course. But that one goes off the inside of the post, out the other way. And the second chance, we're going to look at it right here. Beat the goaltender, somehow stayed out. And Brandon Williams sliding across to his right, made the extra save and keeps his team in front by 1. A miraculous effort from the man who wears number 33. Might as well put a cape on that jersey as well at this point. My, oh my. If you're Fairmont at this point, you just got to be shaking your head. What do we have to do to beat this goaltender at this point? As another icing call brings the face-off all the way back down. So this top line of Gomez, Bieksa, and Parks back out. Of course, Bieksa opened the scoring early in this one, tries to win the face-off forward. Airdrie privy to that, and they'll ring it around the corner boards. Escaping the zone, knocked ahead. Bodies collide in front of the Airdrie bench. Parks tips it forward. He'll chase it down. Far side once again, held in at the line, dumped down towards Parks. Can't make contact with it as Airdrie defender will look forward. Turnover as Parks finds it and gets the defender's backside up near his chin. No call, and they'll skate it out of the zone, away from danger. Rink wide feed comes back to the near side. As the helmet was knocked off of Blum, who's just got a head off here. Loses his stick as well as he gets back to the bench, and Fairmont gets away unscathed and dump it back down into the other end of the ice. 8:25 remaining in the third. McDaniel slows up this breakout of Airdrie. They'll circle back one more time. Davies puts it through some bodies and down towards Lambert. In behind the net, McDaniel finds it off the pass from behind. Goes through, deflected towards the goal and out the other side. Milne knocks his man down. Puck goes all the way back down the other way. No icing call, so Brassard will step out. Milne on the forecheck, causing some problems for Lambert. Will park himself and try to reset from behind. Milne still on the forecheck. So he muscles his man down. Swept back towards the goal. Milne's shaken up, but he's back to his feet. Frustrating the Fairmont players, and he gets dumped down one more time. He'll head off for a change, a well-deserved rest now as he gets a pat on the back from the coaching staff. Longo sends one in towards the goaltender, Williams, sweeps one to the near side. Now back from behind the net, far side corner. Rink wide feed once again. Banked off the boards, picked off by McCloskey. Three of them over the blue line. McCloskey tries to go through the defender's legs. Wrapped around to the corner boards. Longo chasing it down, held in, just inside the blue line. That was a close play. Pass got through to his backhand, swept towards the goal on top of the crease, and Williams makes the save and falls backwards again as some defenders threw the Fairmont player on top of him. He's back to his feet, and the faceoff will stay in the zone. See, he takes a quick lap to reset. Brady Wilkin will stay out for face-off duty against Jackson Nickel. Excuse me, that was Ryan Schrock taking the draw, and it escapes the zone. McCloskey will collect and lob one towards the goaltender, Williams, who just kicks it aside to the right. Hilderman over the blue line. Pass through, goes off the skate of a defender. Longo tips it forward. Ricochets off the end boards and out of his reach. McCloskey stepped up to send it back into the zone once again, and he'll have to retreat back to his blue line as the pass was picked off. Now Jans towards the goaltender. That just goes underneath the glove and out the other side of Brassard. Under 6 minutes now remaining in the third period. McCloskey banks one out of the zone. Taken back as Nickel goes forward. Nice move to get around first bit of pressure. Jans puts it just wide. Nickel finds it near the blue line. He'll backhand one down to the corner for Gomez to collect. Returns the favor with the backhand feed of his own, and that'll be picked off. Held in by Airdrie. Knocked away from the goal by the goaltender as the Exo will send one forward out of the reach Carmichael, who got the first goal of the game for the Bisons, sent one towards the goal, blocked by a defender, and sent down to the corner. Pass will escape the zone. Bieksa wanted the stretch feed, didn't get through to him, and Airdrie will dump it back to the corner. Gomez pins his man into the boards. Blum comes in to help. Page digging for it, still up for grabs here. Bieksa deflects the pass, held into the line as it goes back down to Page in the corner. Nice move to get around the defender on the toe drag. Sweeping pass goes across the crease, out the other side. Shot from the point, goes into the So McDaniel comes in place of Alexander Raskin. Puck works its way down to the corner. Here's the aforementioned Raskin. Blind pass goes out the other side. Towards the blue line for Shirk. Couldn't take it cleanly, kept alive and kept in the zone. Knocked away, finally works its way out of the zone. Under 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Hertel gets around the first bit of pressure. He's going to skate it ahead himself and gets crunched into the boards. Penalty on the play as Airdrie collects. And the Fairmont bench came alive after that one, but got to keep their heads here. They were successful on their last power play, and they need one here to tie the game. So we'll take another look at that penalty. It'll be a hooking call officially. Probably could have been worse than that if I'm being honest, but Davies back into the penalty box and Fairmont back to the power play. And back to the face-off dot they'll go. Sent towards the line, and McCloskey holds. Near side feed. Whitkins has his pass, blocked by Marsh, ends up behind the net. Here's Cole Bieksa. Banks one off the boards to Whitkin. Rink wide feed, back to the point. McCloskey steps into one, a rising shot, blocked it away, and that'll go out of play. Looking for his second of the game, but denied. Drop of the puck, and we'll get back underway as that one just gets past the defender, McCloskey. And Fairmont will pull the goalie to go 6-on-4 here with 3 minutes remaining. Pressing for the game's tying goal as Milne goes at Whitkin. Now Bieksa skates it forward himself, works into the corner and sends it behind the net. Shirk tries to return it to him. Blocked by a defender. Parks digging for it. Shirk comes in to help as well. Whitkin there. And that'll go all the way down, banking off the boards. And McCloskey will have to start over once again. McCloskey skates over on the right wing. Has his stick tied up. Works it down into the corner nonetheless. Clearing attempt blocked by Parks. No defender up at the point from there. And Airdrie takes advantage by sending it back down once again. Now 35 seconds remaining in the penalty to Davies. Whitkin drops one. Gets skated over center. Shirk returns the feed, pass in front off the stick of Williams, and he'll hang on once again. Just 21 seconds now remaining in the penalty. And Broussard is being sent back towards his crease now. So it'll be 5-on-4 for the next 21 seconds or less. And I got to imagine Broussard will make his way back towards the bench relatively soon. He currently waits aggressively outside of his crease. Scramble play on the draw and pinned in the corner boards currently. Forced towards the middle of the ice, slap shot through some bodies, blocker to side, back to the corner. McDaniel chips one down. Davies ready to rejoin the fray, steps back out onto the ice. Clearing attempt, gets close to the line, but held in, banked off the boards and kicked ahead. That'll go all the way down the ice, and it will bring the faceoff back down into the Airdrie end. And it looks like Fairmont wants to call timeout here. As Kevin Bieksa, one of the coaches for this Fairmont team, looks to drop ideally not one final play, because in their ideal world they're going to draw something up, find the back of the net, and be able to drop a couple more plays to find the game winner. But for now, they have to seal the deal by tying the game, and they got to find a way to beat the goaltender Brandon Williams, who has been stellar in this game. He didn't play yesterday, so this being his first game of the tournament, and has he ever been their best player? My oh my. Look back to some of those saves that he made at the other end of the ice back in the second period, and he's made a few. I mean, you look back earlier even in this period with that shot that went off the post and that extra effort to get across to his right. Miraculous, and he might have to make another one as his team clears it down, and just outside the post, it'll be an icing call instead, as Broussard is back on his team's bench. So 6-on-5 they'll go. Gomez out for face-off duty. Parks to his right. Face-off win by Airdrie as it gets swept over to the near side. Whitkin tries to hold it, but it goes over top. Davies sends it towards the goal, and McCloskey stops it and takes it away from danger. He's going to skate it away ahead himself, Stumbles as it gets knocked off his stick. Now into the final minute of action in regulation from our first game of the day at the Q Center. Cole Bieksa onto his backhand. Lost it, but Whitkin right there to help. Forced into the boards, down to 50 seconds now. Back to the point. McCloskey, he can't hold it as it gets knocked away from his stick. Jans finds it, chips it away, gets it over the blue line, and McCloskey saves the goal by knocking the shot down. 35 seconds. Got to go here for Fairmont as that one goes rink wide, banking it off the boards. Cut off by a defender, taken out of the zone. Delayed offside right now if Fairmont collects. Airdrie will instead as they enter the zone, and make no mistake, make it 4-2 with 19.9 seconds remaining. As that one will be the deal breaker. Ryan Schrock keeps it along the ice and deposits it into a yawning cage. The goaltender on the bench, and Airdrie will find their first win of the Island Classic, and Fairmont Prep will be handed their first loss of the same tournament. That'll be a hand pass as it was knocked down by McDaniel. Maybe one last face-off here as Milne lines up against McDaniel in neutral territory. Milne wins it cleanly back to a defender. And Airdrie will just look to ice things down and kill the remainder of these 5 seconds. As Hilderman gets the last touch, knocks it forward, and that'll do it. Fairmont scored first, but Airdrie always answered back. Once they took their first lead at 3-2, they never looked back after that, including the empty netter just a couple moments ago, and 4-2 will be the final. Airdrie over Fairmont. Thank you for joining us here on Trick Shot, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you are a hockey fan, this is where you're going to want to be. We're going to be here all day long. Still 4 more matchups just around the corner, and we hope you join us for each and every one of them. For the entire crew here at Trick Shot, up in the broadcast booth, I've been Tino Farah, and we will see you next time.